We're not low-brow, knuckle-dragging troglodytes. We're people of culture with a refined sense of taste and manners, so there's no need to go about smashing one's tiles down upon the play area like that of the common savage. We have too much self-respect to engage in such things, and those who engage in such behavior should be docked points every time they decide to do this. Greetings and welcome back to Checkpoint Gaming, Dominoes. With this episode, we will be going over scoring for the game. With the goal of the game, it is to be the first player to score the agreed-upon number of points. This is typically to that of 100, though an alternate value can be used instead. And once a player reaches the agreed-upon number, said player wins and the game is over, even if the value that is scored goes over the agreed-upon score value. When it comes to that of scoring, there are a few means of doing this. The first means, and hinted at in our previous episodes, is to score by taking the losing player's total number of pips from the tiles that remain in their hands at the end of the round, or game, followed by adding said number to the winner's score. A variant to this sees the counting of pips found upon the tiles that are left in the loser's hands at the end of the hand, or game with only counting one end of the double tiles. Some variants of the game see part of the score that the players obtain is determined from the total number of pips that are found at the ends of the line of play, which is determined through game progress. So if there's only one tile in play, then both ends of it are the end of the line of play, causing both ends to count towards the score. But when there's two or more tiles found in play, then the count is dependent upon if both tiles found within the line of play, or if one tile is found within the line of play and the other is crossing the T. In some variants of the game, scoring only occurs when the count found at the end of play is a multiple of 5 or a multiple of 3, though others might be used as well. When a player scores, said player is to record the number of points they obtained, which is based upon the total pips found upon the tile. But if a player is unable to score, some variants will allow the opponent to make a declaration and steal the chain which is to be added to their current score. When the round is over, the player with the fewest number of pips found on their remaining tiles, if they have any, and subtract the total from their opponent's pips and score the balance. And if the player has no tiles left, then they'll just score their opponent's pips. And if playing to a nearest value, then this total is to be rounded to the nearest derivative of said number, which is then to be added to their score. And based upon the version being played, it will determine when the scoring process is to occur. And with some scoring games, an individual has the potential to add to their score. In Bergen, for example, players are to score 2 points whenever they create a configuration where both open ends possess the same value, and 3 points if one end is that of a double. With Muggins, players are to score when they ensure that the total pip count of the open ends are a multiple of an agreed-upon value. And some variants of Muggins allow for the use of spinners during the game. And with the version that is commonly played in the US, it is known as fives, where the scoring player makes an open end that is a multiple of 5. With a British version of the game, scoring is done in the 5s and 3s version, where the objective is to see each player play a tile at one end of the line of play, so that the sum is divisible of 5 or 3. This will see 1 point being scored every time the sum of the two tiles is divided by that of 5 or 3. And if the value is able to be divided by both 5 and 3, that will increase the base value which is to be divided. And the end will stop once no more tiles are found within the player's hand, or no more tiles are able to be played. The game is also able to consist of any number of ends, with the points being scored with the ends being accumulated towards a total, with the game coming to an end when one of the pairs reaches a total score that exceeds an agreed-upon number of points. Some versions of the game require that the player verbally announce their score before passing to the next player. If they don't, then the opponent is able to call their points by giving a vocal declaration. From there, the player who failed to call their score is to pay the points they missed to their opponent. This sounds problematic for those who enjoy the game but are deaf, hard of hearing, mute, and/or has an issue with verbal communication. In the situation where a tie occurs, then the player with a single domino that possesses the lowest total is considered to be the winner. A version to this is if neither player is able to play and the total pips in their hand are the same, then neither player is to receive points. It sounds like a good reason to avoid ties. So with that said, that is what you need to know about scoring. With that taken care of, we can start talking about variants. If you liked this episode, feel free to give it a like, and if you want to stay up to date on any future episodes we upload, go ahead and subscribe. You can also support us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/checkpointgaming. See you in the next episode and happy gaming.